Good day, everybody, and hope you all are having a good day, good evening. Here today, I'm going to be talking about politics, the 2016 presidential election. To be more specific, I wanted to dive into it, talk about all things. Since my NFL podcast is taking a break for a little bit, excuse me, wanted to take a look and dive into politics and have that be a podcast here for Thursdays for the foreseeable future, moving forward. Um, we'll see how many weeks it goes. We'll see how people catch to it. I know politics sometimes can be a touchy subject to talk about, so I respect everybody's opinion, whether you agree or disagree with anything or everything that I say. Um, but even the disagreements can make for good conversation. So, uh, first things first, welcome to follow me on Twitter at politics underscore WY. You can see that there in the banner below. Uh, talk local and national politics. National one taking over with the 2016 presidential election going on. So that will be the driving force here for this show, depending on how long it goes, talking politics. Now, I do have other podcasts. Steve's Wrestling Ramble and Talking Packers with Steve, but this one I didn't think needed the with Steve in it. But anyways, Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday coming up on Tuesday, obviously. Um, 12 states, around 600 delegates to be awarded for grabs. From what I've been reading, watching, seeing, hearing, everything, whatever, that Donald Trump has been leading the polls in most, if not most, or all the states. In fact, if he does what I think he could do at sweeping through Super Tuesday, then he definitely is on the path to get the nomination for the Republican Party, and I'll get to see how that would be taken, especially uh, by the establishment of the party, that wing of the party, and I know they're trying to, you hear, in the news, coalesce, John Kasich, Ted Cruz, and Marco Rubio are the three ones coming out of there that have a chance to be that wing of the party's number one person to go up against Trump to be the one that's trying to defeat him. If I were them, I would probably go more with John Kasich than Cruz or Rubio. I think he'd be a more viable candidate um, to have as their backing, with the establishment backing, or to go against Trump. Now on the Democratic side, we have a two-person race: Hillary versus Bernie, Clinton versus Sanders. Um, it seems like on that side, just like on the Republican side, it looks like it's a issue for Hillary Clinton to be getting the nomination, having a big lead, and moving forward. I don't see anywhere where she might slip up or anything, and but I think Bernie's too far behind to be able to catch up. Maybe, maybe not. They've been defying odds and pundits, and sometimes even the polls in the past. But I think it's safe to say also that the Republican Party is getting more talked about more in the news than the Democrats, just because of Donald Trump in the race and the sheer number of people too. I think there was like 11 or 13 total candidates when this all started, the, when this 2016 cycle started, this campaign cycle started. They had 11 or 13 people battling out to be the Republican Party candidate to go into the general election in November. Now we're down to 5. After Super Tuesday, we could be down to 4, or simply down to 3. Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, and down Jay Trump. But we'll see. Now I know I've said on my You Now broadcast in the past, actually this past week, talking about it a little bit, that I think, or I'm going to make the prediction that at least one candidate in the Republican Party will be dropping out after Super Tuesday. But even before I get into that, I was going to do at the top of the show, shout out to MSNBC because that is the place for politics, as it's dubbed for the channel. Um, but really is my number one source to watching political coverage. Rachel Maddow and everybody else. Special shout out to Allie Jackson and Katie Tur. Not only are they beautiful women, but very smart, savvy, and obviously, like I said, smart in talking about politics and knowing what they're doing. Uh, working hard there. Whether Katie Tur is with the Trump campaign, Hallie Jackson, um, excuse me, with Marco Rubio campaign, I believe. Um, so definitely wanted to give them a shout. That's why, from anybody from MSNBC, that's what I was asking them, but on my Twitter, whether for a tweet or follow back, because not just because of the popularity and notoriety of that way, and specifically to Katie Tur and Hallie Jackson because of them being beautiful women, but because of their smarts and their insight in politics, being able to talk with any of them, male or female, there from MSNBC, on a one-on-one basis, definitely be good. More for me than for them, obviously. For someone that's trying to grow and learn the business and cover politics, talking politics. But I just wanted to get that out of the way as well. I know tonight there is a Republican debate. I'm sure it's started by now, but like I said, I wanted to do this uh, episode to talk about it. Now, me being shy that I am, I have everything ready that I wanted to say. But when you turn the camera to go live, this isn't as easy as one might think, especially for someone like me. But I guess one of the things Jeb Bush dropping out the latest one to do so. I think, and I would have wanted at least him to stay until Super Tuesday and see how he does there. Um, can anybody hear me? I'm looking at my I think here on the Google Hangout it's not showing the bar going up if I'm talking. But anyways, I'm just gonna continue. He had his backing the super PACs and everything, and he overspent. I mean, heck, even in the Nevada caucus, the next, the race that just happened, the Republican side, he wasn't even in there anymore. He dropped out after South Carolina results the previous week, and he still was the number one spender, or at least was for a while, the number one spender in Nevada, with him not even on the ticket anymore. So that would just show how mismanaged his campaign was, how it could have been a lot better. I just think when we started this whole process in the start of the 2016 election cycle, he was the front runner. Donald Trump was supposed to just be for the goof, for just to be there for a short time and then get out of there. He was supposed to be gone around the same time that, well, that the first tier of candidates fill out. It's been so long ago, I don't even remember who they were. But that was the time they said that Donald was supposed to be out. He wasn't supposed to be in for a while. He was just supposed to be there to be there. To say, oh, I'm just gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. But he's still in there. And now, with Super Tuesday on the horizon, he could pretty much lock up being the Republican nominee. Obviously, after Super Tuesday, he won't have enough. Even if he sweeps, he still won't have enough to earn nomination already. But he would pretty much have a big lead. Ted Cruz having 11 delegates from the Iowa Iowa caucus, which is something he's still it's about because that's really the only thing that he has left to really try to champion anymore. And I'm sure the further and further away we get from the Iowa caucus, that's going to ring hollow to the voters. Wherever he's having his stump speech, this is going to be the case. I think Cruz is already losing momentum, losing steam. I know I can't trust the guy. You see those banners behind that banner behind him every time he does a speech, whether it's a stump speech or a speech after Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada. After these first four races, and it says "Trust Ted," playing on words, trust Ted. Well, he doesn't seem too trustworthy or trusting to me. with some of the tactics that he's been called out on, whether it's with Ben Cruz, Marco Rubio, and others Donald Trump, saying what he had to say about Cruz if he was even eligible to want to become president. So there's a lot. I don't know. I would venture to guess that he is able to be running for president because I don't think he'd be able to go through the whole process of quote unquote applying and being part of this race, and the Republican Party of people, not saying something about it then. Because if that was the case, and they already knew at that point that he was not supposed to be eligible, then they would have said something then, and he would have been out of the race right then and there, right at the start. So I don't think that part is true, but I think his other, he just doesn't seem as trustworthy as he may want you to think. That's why, like I said, I hope for the Republican Party that if they're going to try to hitch their wagon to anybody and coalesce and coalesce and coalesce, I keep hearing is the buzzword, whether on radio or on TV and MSNBC, which is fine, it's true, but then that way the Republican Party definitely then, in my opinion, should go to John Kasich, whether it's the former Jeb Bush supporter, Chris Christie supporter, whoever used to be supporter of. I think John Kasich, even more so than Rubio and Cruz, could defeat Trump. But they're, I know Kasich hasn't done the hottest and the best. I mean, he had that one showing, being second place, or close to it, one of the first four races. But I just believe that way the party, he definitely can reach the moderates. I think he just has the the thinking and the general personality to be able to be that conservative on there, to go, to be battling against Trump. But we'll see. I have a feeling that they're going to be picking Marco Rubio or Cruz and Kasich, but we'll see. I don't know. Will Donald Trump big win in Nevada, winning in South Carolina, winning pretty much everywhere. New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada, losing in Iowa, but being the reason for the high voter turnout in all four of these caucus/primaries. I think him and Bernie Sanders are the catalyst for these high voter turnouts, new voter registrations, same day registered voters, new voters, going to do civic and voting or caucusing. Now, people don't want to, they don't have to. That's up to each individual person if they want to. They don't want to. Don't feel pressure that you have to. Those robocalls they're called. When you get those calls from a candidate or in general from your local party affiliate, and don't feel pressure that you have to vote or caucus. It's your First Amendment. You can do what you will. It's up to you. But I am really looking forward to seeing how Super Tuesday goes. I will be live tweeting during the day, during Tuesday, obviously leading up to it ever so often, but definitely on that night, Tuesday night, as as the numbers slowly come in for each state and races are called and we have winners and speeches and all that other stuff. It's gonna be a crazy night, and it might be the beginning of the end of these races, really. If Hillary Clinton can sweep, if Donald Trump can sweep, it seems like we're on an inevitable road to them being their party's nominees, and for them to face off in the general election in November. But we'll see. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and Super Tuesday coming up. It certainly will be Be interesting. I'm just gonna wait here a little bit longer in case people are able to or want to jump in and share their thoughts. I mean, just like my other shows, I'm looking for co-hosts and have another person's thoughts and feelings on subjects. And this being a big election cycle, this being happening every 4 years, is always a big thing when it comes up. On Super Tuesday specifically, things are really going to get interesting. They're going to get interesting quick. Either it's going to show on the Republican side that there is still a fight left to be had. Donald Trump not sweeping and not dominating. Because I think there's like 12 states, 11 or 12 states, I'm saying, and primaries on Tuesday night, or on Tuesday. And if he doesn't win, let's say if he wins 6 of them, half, 6 to 8 or more, that's just pretty much a crushing blow to the rest of the candidates, for sure. And and then at that point, I think it wouldn't be smart, or it wouldn't. I don't think it would be a smart move for Cruz to then try to say again that he beat him in Iowa. Yes, you did. That's true. It's not. It's not like that's a lie. That's actually something that is true that Ted Cruz has said. But at that point, on Tuesday night, into Tuesday or Wednesday morning, and you try to tote that again, that just. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, that almost reeks of desperation in his camp. But that's just me. Now I'm saying this is thinking on both sides. I talked about the Republicans and the Democrats, positive and negative on both their campaigns and the candidates. So I'm not being one over the other. You know what I mean? I'm not taking sides. Just just to let that be known. Excuse me. But I know Wisconsin, we're going to be doing our caucusing on April 5th, I believe. Tuesday, April 5th. It should be easy for me to remember because April 3rd is WrestleMania, WWE WrestleMania in Texas. And then a couple days later, caucusing for the election, so I'll definitely be busy during that week with my WWE podcast, where I already have somebody for my prediction episode and my review episode to be part of the show. Hopefully, I can have more, but I'll talk about that on that show next week. But then also for this short run show, um, or just I don't know if I'll even call it a show, but we'll see if I do talk about it each week. I know I'm going to be talking about it next week with the results of Super Tuesday and the aftermath. Beyond there, we'll see how it's received. I apologize for the quiet parts. So like I said, I have everything written down, but when you go live, you gotta make sure you're ready to go 100%. Now I wish I could have the sound on for the debate, but let me see here. I don't think I can. I don't want any copyright issues. Even for something for a debate, just like if I try to do the same for if I was watching SmackDown or something, I'd have to do that off air. The off air part, but we'll certainly see how this goes and moving forward. And definitely, like I said, looking forward to Super Tuesday. The gloves are off. People now even there was letters or memos going on about how Donald Trump needs to be stopped and everything. They really are grasping at straws, but I don't think anything's gonna work. I just think that the supporters of Donald Trump, they're just gonna move forward. They're not gonna even listen to any other noise. It's going to be the only thing they're going to be watching is Trump some speeches and or going there live. If it's in their area, obviously, they're just moving forward. Nothing's going to stop it. Nothing's going to divert them from it. No, they're entrenched. They're with their person. They're with Donald Trump, and that's hey, that's fine. I'm just saying that all this other noise and all this other stuff going on there with Republican Party really shows that maybe that they're just a mess within that party in a way, really trying to trying to sound something that seems inevitable, that seems I guess it's supposed to happen, or it's just going to happen, but maybe not. Now, do I think he's probably going to become the Republican nominee? Sure, I do. But do I think he's going to win the general election to become president? I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I respect all the candidates, but we'll just have to see how things go moving forward to see who, in fact, does get those nominations. But as of looking right now, looking at how things are looking forward, if you take polling uh, for even more than a grain of salt, then it seems like it definitely will be Hillary Clinton for the Democrats and Donald Trump for the Republicans. Excuse me. And that in itself will be very interesting. Still trying. Yeah, in their speeches in South Carolina, Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz are talking highly about Jeb Bush and trying to get his supporters over there to them. They think they're the number one candidate to take on Trump. But again, with those two, they're fighting, especially in this debate, going after each other more so against each other, trying to get that quote unquote nomination of being the one to face up against Donald Trump. Then to go after Donald Trump, the front runner himself, might just make things worse. It might even make Donald Trump's lead bigger, make it huge, because with everybody battling behind Donald Trump, just makes him look a lot better, saner, and really think about more presidential. But step at a time, 12 states one night. That's really gonna tell the tale. And see, when I'm here on here next week talking the aftermath. So they'll show what the landscape is and what's on the horizon for both races. Just looking up I really want to put on this debate. But like I said, if you are watching the debate, good for you. You can always watch this later. Maybe I should have planned to do this a late night episode to talk about the debate and everything, and Super Tuesday and all other things that I wanted to talk about. Oh, and I also forgot when I was talking about that I think there's going to be one person dropping out after Super Tuesday. I think that's going to be Ben Carson. Is most likely to be the one dropping out. I know they're trying to get Casey to drop out too, but I really hope he stays in there. I really hope it is a four-person race because I still think Casey should jump above this Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio to be a conservative's choice to go and battle out Trump. They're going the outsider, as it's termed. But anyways, I guess I'll leave it there. I'll be back here next week to talk and just see how the dust settled and moving forward after Super Tuesday. I definitely like this video. Leave a comment, subscribe if you have not subscribed. If you're not subscribed, I apologize for the pauses there, but just was waiting to see if anybody was able to join, and I didn't want to end the episode too early before someone was wanting to jump in and share their thoughts. And we'll see how this video or episode is perceived. I know for sure I'll do one next week after that, depending on how, like I said, it's received. And maybe not. Maybe it won't be a podcast. It'll just be a general, whenever I can, to talk politics. Or just leave it to the Twitter at politics_WI, where you can follow me and we can talk there. Well, I hope you all have a great rest of your evening. Actually, you know, I'm going to stay a little bit longer. A little bit. Seriously, I forgot to even see what channel the debate's going to be on. Sorry about that. I don't know if you heard of that. That was the Rachel Maddow show that I'm listening, or was listening to, watching. Excuse me. But let me know what you think. Moving forward, who your candidate is. If you want to share that whole information. Um, your thoughts on anything else moving forward? Super Tuesday, the road to Super Tuesday, as the episode says here. You know, the, might just be the road to the end for some candidates, and maybe even the end of the road to entry as well. Like I said, Hillary does, if Hillary and Donald Trump dominate on Tuesday, then perceived to be that they will, in fact, be the nominee, and get the nomination for the Republican and Democratic parties. Anyways, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. I'll be back next week to talk on the aftermath of the of Super Tuesday and well, probably more about Super Tuesday than tonight's debate because that would be sooner. But next week Thursday, same time, same channel. Take care and leave a like for support. Like I said, I'm probably gonna do this episode and next week's. We'll see both after that. As always, take care.